We started a discussion, and then he directed me and said, I want you to move from the chair you're in. I want you to move to that chair. And it was right in the middle of this huge office, nothing else around it but the chair. And you can read the document, and he's pulling out about a dozen typed pages and hands them to me. He said, you can read this, but you cannot take notes. My superior officers have asked me to show this to you. I'm looking at a front cover letter, all caps, briefing paper for the President of the United States of America on the subject of unidentified aerial craft, no date, no origination office. When I turned, I was then reading history, this page, history of things like sign and grudge. And now I'm about the third or fourth page in, and I'm trying to read fast and ask questions. And I came to a paragraph that said, quite literally, these extraterrestrial biological entities, that's our translation now of Eben. Whether they were Eben or not is not clear, because those are the words. These extraterrestrial biological entities manipulated DNA in already evolving primates to create Homo sapiens. And then the next sentences were about what I assumed to be the avatars of history. And then the last sentence in that paragraph was, but the humans killed all three. And I read that paragraph over and over, and the paper continued into a lot of history of extraterrestrials and our government and interfering with atomic this and projects that, and got back down to the last 2 pages. And the top one said, Project Garnet. And I remember saying, remember your birthday. I was born in January, and it's a garnet. Project Garnet. All questions and mysteries about the evolution of Homo sapien on this planet have been answered, and this project is closed. I remember that I read that paragraph over and over and over like the other. The final implication of that day is that the government had a lot of information that had been condensed into that briefing paper, in which the bottom line, whether it was the president, the secretary of defense, or a humble reporter from Denver, that I, you, all Homo sapiens sapiens, were the result of genetic manipulation of already evolving primates.
Hey, have y'all boy ever black out during a fight? That's literally you tapping into your soul, spirit, and ancestors, fam. Something similar to what Aang was doing in Avatar. It's called the Avatar state. Alright, let's read this. The Avatar state is a defense mechanism designed to empower you with the skills and knowledge of your past avatars. The glow is the combination of all your past lives focusing their energy through your body. In the Avatar state, you are at your most powerful, but you are also at your most vulnerable. If you are killed in the Avatar state, the reincarnation cycle will be broken and the avatar will cease to exist. So literally, they show you the truth in all these shows and movies, man. Every time when Aang was in a stressful situation that he thought people was gonna die from, and he was getting anxious and nervous and he just needed a defense, he would go unconscious and he would be his powerful when he in the avatar state. And then right after he leave the avatar state, he fainted. He was unconscious because he wasn't in control of his own body. So that's a clear depiction on what we was tapping into during Haitian Revolution, the Gullah Wars, and how we won all these wars, and how we didn't have no fear fighting because your ancestors was coming through you, and it's still in you. But when you get into a stressful situation and you black out, that's your ancestors coming in to help you. But tell me a blackout experience you had in the comments, and share this to somebody you know be blacking out.
A declassified CIA document from the 1980s has been uncovered, and it reveals a mind-bending truth. The world around you is an illusion created by your own mind, that there are alternate dimensions waiting for you to access them, and ultimately this information shows you are God. Sound crazy? I've devoted my life to studying consciousness and hidden information, and this is one of the most incredible declassified documents I've ever encountered. The shocking information within reveals a method for accessing other realities and a way to tap into the power of your own consciousness to transcend the limitations of time and space. This is not science fiction, this is a real document, and the secrets it holds are waiting for you to uncover. Now, before we continue, make sure you like and subscribe because I'll be releasing even more information about this document on my channel in the near future. The document begins by revealing the incredible fact that reality is actually an illusion constructed by your brain and the senses. It explains that the brain is capable of constructing a virtual reality through the process of perception by taking raw sensory data and organizing it into a coherent picture of the world. Think of the brain like a computer that processes programming code to construct a video game world. Well, the document explains that the brain operates in a similar way, but that this process can be transcended or hacked, allowing you to have out-of-body experiences and tap into dimensions beyond space and time. I'll be revealing exactly what this document says about how this works, and by the end of this video, you'll have uncovered what's described as a powerful method for breaking out of the confines of your body and the physical world, and you'll have learned the ultimate truth about yourself and all existence. But first, you have to know something about the Gateway process. Established in 1974, the Monroe Institute is a mysterious research organization that specializes in the study of altered states of consciousness and human potential by pushing the limits of the human mind. The Monroe Institute developed a training system called the Gateway process for altering brain frequencies to a level that induces altered states of consciousness, allowing one to access hidden layers of reality beyond the physical world. This caught the eye of the US military for its potential applications in military and intelligence operations, and in 1978, they ventured into uncharted territories, evaluating the Gateway process and its potential applications in the art of war. The military arranged to send its officers for training at the Monroe Institute in the art of out-of-body experiences, or OBEs. And as the years passed, the military's fascination with this only grew stronger, leading to a shadowy mission in 1983, where additional officers were sent to the Monroe Institute with the intention of unlocking the secrets of out-of-body experiences and harnessing the power for military purposes. And it was during this time, specifically on June 9th, 1983, the CIA produced a then classified document for the Department of Defense detailing the Gateway process, the illusory nature of reality, other dimensions beyond space and time, and a warning of encounters with non-physical entities. Finally, this document was declassified in 2003. Now it will change the way you look at reality forever. The document begins by explaining how the mechanics of the Gateway process, also known as the Gateway experience, requires an understanding of biomedical models, quantum mechanics, theoretical physics, hypnosis, meditation, and references its association with the occult. And we're going to dive in and explore that process right now. You need to hear this because this will change the way you see reality forever. The document explains. Fundamentally, the Gateway experience is a training system designed to bring enhanced strength, focus, and coherence to the amplitude and frequency of brainwave output between the left and right hemispheres, so as to alter consciousness, moving it outside the physical sphere so as to ultimately escape even the restrictions of time and space. So what's going on here? The left and right hemispheres of the brain have very different functions. For example, when it comes to speech, the left hemisphere deals with the logical structure and rules of sentences, while the right hemisphere deals with the meaning of the sentence. The two hemispheres working together, combining logical structure and meaning, is what allows us to communicate. Essentially, the Gateway process uses audio signals delivered through headphones to synchronize the left and right hemispheres of the brain to alter the mind, moving your consciousness outside of physical reality. But hold on, you might be thinking, How can the brain move your consciousness outside of physical reality? Isn't your brain and the mind the same thing? And if your brain is physical, how can it move consciousness outside of physical reality? That doesn't make any sense. That's because the idea that this is a physical reality and that the brain produces consciousness is wrong. Let me explain. The document states, solid matter, in the strict construction of the term, simply does not exist. The truth is that the world around you, everything you can taste, touch, hear, smell, and feel, is a kind of illusion generated by the brain. But what about the brain itself? The brain does not generate consciousness. You are not a brain. You are an eternal system of energy, a complex of frequency. The brain is what filters, limits, and conditions you so that you can experience the physical realm. Think of your brain and body not as what you are, but like a vehicle. Think that's crazy? Not according to neurosurgeon Michael Egnor and many like him, who, due to his work with the brain, has concluded there's no way that the brain can create consciousness and has abandoned materialism for idealism, which means he now believes that reality isn't physical, but mental, immaterial. Your brain and body are not what you are. It's what allows the true you to connect to physical reality. Except physical reality isn't physical either. It just seems that way when you're connected to it, just like a dream seems to be physical and real when you're in the dream. The CIA document states, the point to be made is that the entire human being, brain, consciousness, and all is like the universe which surrounds him, nothing more or less than an extraordinarily complex system of energy fields. The so-called states of matter are actually variances in the state of energy. According to this document, everything is a non-physical system of energy, including the universe, your body, and your brain. So what is the brain? Well, the brain is still a system of energy, of mind, which has the function of tuning your consciousness to perceive the physical world around you. The document continues. As psychologist Keith Floyd puts it, contrary to what everyone knows is so, it may not be the brain that produces consciousness, but rather consciousness that creates the appearance of the brain. Think of the brain not as what you are, but like a virtual reality headset that you, as an eternal being of frequencies, puts on to experience the illusion of the physical world. A VR headset blocks out the information of one world and gives you the illusion of another world. Well, the brain acts in a similar way. Well, why would your brain do this in the first place? Why would it force you to tune in and focus on only this so-called physical reality and exclude all other information? Because it evolved that way to ensure your survival. If a creature was focused on, let's say, the state of an electron spin on the other side of the universe, a predator would easily hunt it down and eat it. Aldous Huxley said, each one of us is potentially mind at large, but insofar as we are animals, our business is at all costs to survive. To make biological survival possible, mind at large has to be funneled through the reducing valve of the brain and nervous system. What comes out at the other end is a measly trickle of the kind of consciousness which will help us to stay alive on the surface of this particular planet. The idea that the brain does not create consciousness, but rather limits and focuses the mind on the so-called physical universe is known as brain filter theory, and that's exactly what this document is stating. You are not a brain. You are not physical. You are an infinite being of energy, of frequencies that's having an experience of the so-called physical world, but it's not physical either. It just seems that way. All reality is actually a kind of internal hologram. The Gateway document continues. The universe is composed of interacting energy fields, some at rest and some in motion, and it is, in and of itself, one gigantic hologram of unbelievable complexity. According to the theories of Carl Pribram, a neuroscientist at Stanford University, and David Bohm, a physicist at the University of London, the human mind is also a hologram which attunes itself to the universal hologram. Now, I need to make something very clear because I feel like I'm going to get a lot of comments about this. It's important to understand the universe is not an external hologram. It doesn't get projected out there like in sci-fi movies. Rather, it gets projected internally. So whenever I or the document mentions a hologram, remember that it's not a hologram that's projected externally that you could put your hand through like in movies. It's an internal mental hologram that's solid and interacts with every physical sense, including touch.
There's one of the most evil, vicious Navy bases in the history of the planet. They do stuff that would make look like Santa Claus. Diego Garcia.
So
Wait. Diego Garcia. That's where that first Malaysian plane is. That's where it landed. Had 4 scientists on it. 20 scientists, but 4 had filed for patents. It was Malaysia, but they worked out of Austin, Texas, for Texas Instruments. And the ones behind that plane was Texas Instruments, the government, and Boeing, who made the plane. And everybody is stupid enough to believe that a plane almost a block long can just disappear. With the electronics we have, all the technology we have. So we got 4 of those top scientists that had filed for patents worth $400 billion. So if 1, 2, 3 of us and your brother, 4, we filed for patents. And then there's a friend of yours who's with us. So 5 of us filed for patents. If we die before the patent is granted, then your brother, who wasn't on the plane with us, he owns them all. So those 4 scientists, and the 5th person was the Carlyle Group. They own them all now. The patent was granted 3 days after the plane was listed. Okay? And so what I'm saying is, this is the game, and if you can't follow that thread, then you don't see it.
that's crazy.
Huh?
What were the patents for?
Well, the patents was, you heard people talk about they're gonna one day inject you and can control you. Well, these guys come up with something, they don't have to inject you, they just put it in this room and you come in and you smell it. That's what they were for.
The Eternals were created and sent to defeat the deviants, so that they're not eating the humans. So that now it's all these human beings, and all these human beings give life and energy through what? Through the planet, down into that seed that's buried deep into the planet. Now, what was the name of the seed that was buried on Earth in Eternals? Tiamat. Ain't that about a bitch? The name of the seed, okay? And if you've been in here, I've been telling y'all what's the original name of this planet. Planet Kai and what? Tiamat. So why, out of all names they could have used in a movie, they named the celestial seed Tiamat. And then, now let's really think about the story. So, the celestial beings planted a celestial here on this planet named Tiamat. And Tiamat needs to get enough energy so that it can be born, so that it can rise. What's another word for birth, y'all? Rise. Rise. The energy needs to rise. With me. The energy needs to rise. Okay? Now, so that's for Tiamat to be born. Now, let's think about what happened in the movie. What happened? What did the Eternals do? The Eternals, who was working for who at first? Who created the Eternals? The Celestials. And then what did the Eternals do? them bitches turned on the Celestials. See what I'm saying? Stay with me. Let's focus on words here. Esoteric meanings of shit. The Celestials created the Eternals to do a job. So that other Celestials can be born. And what the Celestials do? They would take all that energy and create what? In the movie they told you? The Celestials took all the energy from other planets and they would use them to create suns for other planets. And they were actually programmers of the planets. The Celestials. We here to help each other remember, you feel me? And at our essence, we was unified. We never was divided. We never looked down on each other. We was never that. We never disrespected ourselves or each other. We praised one another. We cosmically loved one another. We built each other up, man. All this shit was programmed into us through this matrix setup. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that movie represents us being the Celestials. We the celestial beings. You feel me? We them celestial beings that created them Eternals. And what did them Eternals do in the movie? They turned on the Celestials. Yes, they did. They turned on the Celestials, man. Now, in the movie, they reason seemed like it was good because they were like, man, we want to protect the humans. Think about it. Who did they want to protect? The humans. Here we go. So, you telling me we send you to this planet so that this other celestial, one of us, another god can be born. And you gonna get there and get on some, oh, well, I want to save them shit, so I'm not gonna let the Celestial be born. So you gotta look at it from the other way around. So I'm not gonna let the Celestial be born. This is Celestial, nigga. Like, we the ones that made y'all bitch ass. We gotta be born, nigga. Fuck them humans down there, nigga. We sent you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we sent you to stand on business with the deviants, because you know the deviants was still trying to get the humans too, though. But they was fucking up what we was trying to do. The deviants represent that's like Zeus and them. You know what I'm saying? We always trying to do something the right way, and here they come trying to fuck with us, cause they against us. That's just how they move. The fallen angels, the fallen gods, but we still the gods. We on the high frequency side. They on the low frequency side. So the deviants represented like Zeus and them. They coming, they really only trying to eat the humans so the Celestial can't be born either. Remember, the deviants was trying to stop the Celestial from being born too. The deviant was trying to stop the Celestial from being born too. Remember that. So you got the deviant already trying to stop us, another god, from being born. And then you got the fucking Eternals who was created to fucking get rid of the other deviants so the Celestial can be born, turn around and turn on us and stop the Celestial from still being born. Like, nigga, we created y'all bitch ass literally so that y'all can stop the deviants from stopping a Celestial from being born. And now, y'all like, you know what, fuck that, I gotta change your heart. I wanna see the human beings live, because if the Celestial is born, the world is going to die. It ain't going to be no more world. So now, what world? Now, what was the name of the Celestial? Tiamat. Tiamat represents our ancient energy, our planet in its organic state. That's what Tiamat represents, man. Us at our highest state. You feel me? Us in one of our highest states, man. Kai when she was gorgeous, man. Tiamat is when we had the giant trees, nigga. All the mountains was trees. We was 50 feet to 100 feet. We was blue, red, green. We was doing everything they show you in the fucking Marvel movies and some. All of that. That's little shit. So Tiamat represent that. When we was one with the planet, when we had beautiful big plants. The plants were huge. The trees was huge, and how big you think the plants was. You think a rose is beautiful now, you should have seen a rose then. Because it was way bigger. Vibrant colors. Everything was glowing. I'm talking Avatar. Think Avatar. Remember how when they walked through the forest, the whole planet lit up. Yeah, remember who you are out there, like real shit. When niggas walked through the forest and the whole planet used to light up, that's a real thing. When we had 2 suns in the sky, That was Tiamat. That's us. That's the ancient us. The real us. We was unified. Gorgeous beings. Fuck, I want to rob you for. You create whatever you want to create. I'm create whatever I want to create. Ain't no laws, ain't no restriction, ain't no heaven, ain't no hell, ain't no death, ain't no time, ain't no age, none of that, with no money system, none of that. None of the division tactics. Those are all money, economics is a division tactic. Politics, division tactics. What does economics do? It divides you, because you got rich and you got broke. And you got middle class. What does politics do? It divides you, because you was either Republican or Democratic. Why we couldn't all be together? What did religion do? It divides you. You either Christian, Muslim, goddamn it, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventist, Mormon, Catholic, Buddha. You better be something though, but you still divided. Listen, y'all, hear me closely. The warmer it gets for Black and Latino people, the stronger we get. The stronger we get. Hear me closely. The warmer it is, the stronger we get. Now ask yourself, how strong will we be if it was 1,000 degrees outside? Think about that. You don't think you can take 1,000 degree heat, do you? We are heat, nigga. You a neuro, we come from the highest of realms. The cosmos is warm. The higher you go, the hotter it gets. Because when something vibrating fast, it's rubbing so it gets warmer. That's science. It gets warmer. That's science. The faster the vibration. So okay, we descended down into these bodies, man. We are heat. We are fire, man. You think you can't take 1,000 degrees? Shit, nigga. It hit 1,000 degrees outside, boy. Your ass gonna be around this bitch doing all type of shit you never thought you could do in your fucking life. Trust me on that. You gonna be like blown away. That's why they gotta keep this motherfucker cold. Pay attention. Now do you get the true power of women? And then I've been telling you that, but peep game. They showed you that in the fucking movie. They could have used any element to destroy the Celestial. Why ice? Why they didn't use fire? Why they couldn't hit him with a big ass fireball? When the Celestial was being born, why wasn't the answer to hit his ass with a big ass fireball or something?
There are a lot of claims in the document about crazy things that the pyramids can do. Forget about just the lasers coming out of the apex communicating with other planets and staying in constant communication, but actual flight. How is it that stone can suddenly fly?
Every pyramid could levitate and fly and move between planets.
Even with the shape that the pyramids are in right now, is it possible to activate them in the same way right now?
Yes.
What happened back then in ancient Egypt? Who built the pyramids? How they built the pyramids? Why they built the pyramids?
The pharaohs at the time, they were known as the sons of God. The nickname at the time was Fetisol, and they came here from different planets during a different era. Most humans on this planet today are between the first and second dimension. Some people like you, starting to be more aware, can be in the third dimension. One day, all of us will reach not only the fifth, but a lot of people will be able to reach the ninth dimension. Something has to shift in this world for this to happen. It's another con job to make money and to control the people and to control the masses and divide the people. But people are killing each other over this. The Bible was the first time that something came in and said, no, stop. There are rules and regulations. Once you reach the days of Noah, after the big flood, suddenly God comes in and gives you the new rules and explains that he's not giving you a present. It's more of a punishment because it was a very corrupt society. They don't want you to know about spaceships. They don't want you to know about levitation. And ask yourself why. Because where is the energy coming from? They know how to harness the energy and make a pyramid fly. Now imagine you had this technology today. Your house, your car, your factories. Free energy, no electricity. They don't want to give you free energy because, again, free energy translates to money. Money translates to power. They need to control you. Why can't I speak my mind? Why can't you speak your mind? I thought we live in a democracy. So who's going to decide what's true or not?
Pineal gland open. I was talking to plants. The plants was crying. I start crying with the plants. The soil was trying to break through the concrete to grab my legs to get me to help break the concrete up because it couldn't breathe. I can't even explain it. It just taught me so much. The plants crying out, telling me that I'm the chosen one. There's only 7 of us in the universe that can talk to them. I became like the Dr. Doolittle of plants. I'm telling you. I knew everybody's business. I was seeing people that was hiding homosexuality. I knew what they did. I'm seeing people thoughts and everything. I gotta go to the water. I feel like if I don't go to the water, I'm gonna die. But we get in the car, me and the security, we drive to the water, and as I get to the ocean, I just start crying. I don't know why I'm crying, I'm just crying. And I hear a voice come from the water, and the voice said that I am Yi Maya. It says I'm Yi Maya, and another voice, I am Oshun. And I'm like, these are Orisha guys? Why is the Orisha guys in the ocean?
And I'm telling you folks, right there, how white folks got so rich. The untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just read about the Indian land grab, and I'm like, my gosh, man, good Lord. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. Because that means we've got to look people in the face and say, our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind. The things that they did, that manifest destiny, that kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done to the African Americans. The estimated number of wealth that came from slavery, from free labor, and that's what it was. And they estimate that the amount of money that came from slavery was around $24 trillion. You can't even grasp that much money. The average person has a hard time grasping what $1 billion is. $1 trillion. Holy shit. And a lot of people don't want to admit the truth because a lot of people also are scared that what happens if we actually do have to maybe pay reparations. Understand that everything, that beautiful Capitol in Washington, D.C. was built by slave labor. The majority of the churches in this country were built by slave labor. Our forefathers were lazy. And if they were smart, which they were, but the problem was they were cunning. It's sad. And I'm telling you folks, right there, how white folks got so rich. The untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just...
Did y'all catch that? Here, take a look one more time. Now, angels have been considered stars, so now you see stars falling from the sky. They're gliding across the waters, and oh, they're going to a singular mountain. Mount Hermon, right? Now, what's really interesting here is that if you count the stars, it is 22 stars. There were 22 named fallen angels that descended upon Mount Hermon. Now, 22 named fallen angels. These angels bestowed wisdoms individually, case by case for each one, to human beings, wisdoms we did not yet deserve. That's Book of Enoch for you. But nonetheless, this is obviously an archetype for that we never even noticed in the Paramount intro, and it gets even deeper. And just to deepen the symbolism, Mount Hermon's own longitude and latitude is 33.3 degrees north and 33.3 degrees east, based on the Paris Zero Meridian. So guys, think of this. 33.33 is literally 1/3. 1/3 of the angels that fell. And if you add 33.33 with itself, that is 66.66. This mountain was called the Chief Mountain, as it was the highest of high places of occult worship. It's funny how Hollywood will blatantly distort biblical history and make the fallen angels out to be the good guys, but it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Also guys, please be sure and check out my shop. It has the traditional Jesus flag that the Catholic and Orthodox churches both used when they went into battle. Today it represents our union in Christ. I can't think of a better symbol that we can all agree upon, so if you want to help me out and you want to help the culture out, then let's represent Christ together.
Little do you know that one man caused the stock market to crash. One more man, right? One dark-skinned being named Noble Drew Ali caused the stock market to crash. You say, how did he do it? See, a certain amount of time went by. In 1928, there was a conference held in Havana, Cuba, which was attended by all the world officials and all the beings on the Western Hemisphere, right? The indigenous people who were indigenous to the land, right? And little did they know, Noble Drew Ali and C. Kirkland Bay, who was fluent in several different languages, was at the place, was at the conference. And when they called out the title and deeds for the land, they was expecting no one to stand up from the original indigenous seed and claim the property. So the Federal Reserve and Woodrow Wilson and their plans in 1913 to finger us was put to a halt because a being named Noble Drew Ali and C. Kirkland Bay stood up and claimed the deeds to the property, claiming that they are a part of the indigenous seed, right? Ali, right, which is one of the 5 tribes, and Bay, right? We told y'all. And this all happened in 1928. So the beings claimed the property before they can break in their abandoned law. And then Noble Drew Ali took the property and put it in a trust so it'd be held for a certain group of people, which is the 5 indigenous tribes, snatching the land right off from under their cheeks. How much land did he get? All of Canada, all the way down from Canada, all the way down to the Chile, South America, all the way back over pretty much the whole European empire. All the land that the Europeans have snatched and the Queen had taken, the church have snatched, he snatched it right back from, right? So you boys rich. You boys got your own money. Them boys got their own money.
Before vaccines existed, what did they used to give you? Colloidal silver, guys. There is an actual Sumerian tablet that talks about the elixir that the Anunnaki would mix. Now, the elixir of life was a combination of several things. One of them was colloidal silver. And colloidal silver was first brought to humans by Thoth the Atlantean. He talked about this over 30,000 years ago. This is very ancient information. It has nanoparticles, suspended nanoparticles in distilled water. These nanoparticles are tiny, very much smaller than the size of an actual cell in your body. And they're able to penetrate the cell wall, and when they get into the cell, they kill viruses and bacteria on contact, the dangerous things in your cells. Keeping your cells healthy is keeping you healthy, okay? That's what you have to remember.
Hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light. Hey! That was not an elk. Where's that coming from? Get my keys. Oh, get ready. Everybody, get in my truck.
All right, so we are talking about a few things, but we were talking about the 3 days of darkness and what to do. Okay, so when everything goes dark, and it's going to be the whole planet, it's like you're not going to be able to see the sun or the moon, and everything is just going to be dark, okay? But there'll be some signs beforehand. It'll be signs up in the sky that are going to be phenomenal, that you are, that's not normal. Okay, so it's like for us, it'll tell us that something's fixing to happen, is what I'm hearing. Okay, like lights in the sky, colors, all this fun stuff, okay? Once this begins, first of all, do not get into fear. Try to remember the code 00101110 again, and just keep saying it over and over into in your head, and know that this helps to take out the fear out of you. Also, try to keep everybody that is in your home calm. If you're not at home, go home or go to a safe place that you feel comfortable, okay? And stay there, and try not to go outside. All right. I know there's some mixed things about the animals and all that. I think that we will know intuitively how to handle all this, okay? Also, you can pray and anoint some virgin olive oil and put it over your doorways and your windows. And just know that you keep your blinds down, and if you have blankets, put over the windows if you don't have blinds, and just don't try to look outside, okay? It's spoken of in the Bible that this is the takedown of the dark, okay? And this is what this is, and it can be even demonic things, okay? We all know about the reptilian stuff like that, okay? All right, so know that you are protected as long as you stay grounded and stay heart-centered and try to help others and follow the rules, okay? And know that when this does happen, the people that have no idea this is coming, I feel like the military will step in and try to help. But it is going to be chaotic, so try to stay in. And another thing I'm hearing is don't open the doors after a certain time.
The Kai is full of blood. She's full of life force from those who have been hurt. That's another reason that caused this rise in frequency right now, this planetary rise and this planetary shift that we're going through, where you seeing all this funny shit with the weather you never seen before, and you seeing our people reach this mass state of great awakening. And it's just not our people, no lie. You seeing even white people like they cracking through they motherfucking pineals and they shit cause you know they got the calcified pineal gland. So normally we brought cannabis down to the planet from the Canis Major to decalcify their pineal glands, as well as meditation does that. All right. So, but now because the energy is rising in such a state, and we jump in these densities, right, to the point that you see a lot of people waking up. You see you're starting to see more animal attacks. Pay attention. They rolling out all these stories about different animals attacking motherfuckers, the people seeing animals they would never see them at. Pay attention. When you're seeing stuff like that, put your boots on. All right, put your boots on, because that's nature. That's nature. And we're going to reach a state where nature attacks back, and it's not just going to be the weather. That's as we move forward in this war, you're going to see the animals fighting back. You're going to see the oceans drowning more people. You're going to see weather you've never seen before, because this is a spiritual cosmic war that has shifted onto the density that we own. This is what's going on right now. All right, so you have to fully understand.
Boosie saying, BG saying Kodak Black was in PC.
How? Hold on, bro. How?
What type of savage, ferocious motherfucker you know gon' go to PC? Now, we just saw the video of Lil J in PC. Now, BG ain't got no reason to lie on Kodak Black. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel about Kodak Black. BG that nigga. Internationally known as a thorough, street-oriented man. You not about to say BG word ain't law. BG word is law, baby gangster. Y'all know Terrence Gangster, baby gangster, who is not a rat, said Lil Homie was in a PC.
Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
What y'all gonna say to BG? Fuck Boosie. Y'all could say, oh, Boosie ain't real. We thought he was gangster when he had a mystique, and now he talk too much and we know he fake. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about him. Look at BG. What you gonna say about BG? You ain't got nothing to say about BG. Don't need much play with BG. BG said you was a fucking PC occupant. Now if BG confirming that, cause Boosie saying BG said that, and I doubt Boosie gonna throw BG in a cross bag. How y'all feel about Kodak Black being exposed as a nigga who hid from that smoke? Then no matter what y'all say, he was fucking with the Bloods while he was in federal prison, right? Wasn't he fucking with the Bloods while he was in federal prison? So how he did a song with a nigga who told on the Bloods? That's crazy. I thought he was real. How y'all better wake the fuck up. Y'all will be better off going and admire doctors and lawyers and shit. It's time to leave these celebrities and entertainers alone, because as we see, they gonna kill each other. They gonna get rid of each other before the government can ever make a plan to really get rid of them. These niggas be hating everything about each other. Can't wait till somebody do something flaw so they can attack their character and rise to the occasion and dethrone them. Extreme jealousy, animosity, hidden agenda, continue to kill each other. Carry on.
Both the Atlantean priest king who ruled over the land of Chem for 14,000 years, according to the Egyptians, not according to Billy Carson, not according to my hypothesis or nothing like that. According to the Egyptians themselves.
Consisted of 999 galaxies. Okay? Each galaxy is composed of 999 planets. Okay? And each planet consists of 9 realms. Right? So this is the esoterical facts of our reality. 9 realms, family. 9 realms. On this planet that we call Earth, this is really planet Kai, or Tiamat, which is the actual spiritual name of this planet before our oppressors invaded us and conquered us in 1492. Okay? There go your date. 1492 is when they first landed. 1492, Christopher Columbus and them landed. And when they landed, they came to our planet through portals in the Caucasus Mountains. Facts. This is why our ancestors called them Caucasians. Right? So, now that we got the entire multiverse created, we then poured life into the whole multiverse. So this is why you got life on all these planets, all these galaxies, all these realms. This is why when I get to mention certain species like the Arcturians, You don't know who they are because you've never studied the cosmos, so you might not know who they are because you believe this lie that your oppressor taught you about we was the only mother in the whole universe. You believe that? You really believe we was the only mother in the whole multiverse? It's 9 universes, family. You hear me? It's 9 universes. It's 999 galaxies in each universe. It's 999 planets within each galaxy within each universe. And it's 9 realms on each planet within those 999 planets that are within those 999 galaxies that are within those 9 universes.